I'm not even talking about Mineta. What was Mineta's proper conclusion?
Bro,
what was the tail guy's proper
Oh
conclusion?
my god. Getting all the hoes. Getting all the hoes. How
What
about
was the
that?
Invisible
their
Girl's proper conclusion?
Now people not like this. Most of those classmates' conclusions was them coming to have Deku with the "We Are Here," them all pitching in. That was their character conclusion. Like, was it only people that you could say it wasn't was Bakugo, Todoroki, Uraraka out of the class, but everyone else's character conclusion was that.
I want to read off some hot takes, and I also, before we get to Lonnie's question, I do want to do what someone suggested in the comments, doing our. We don't really have much to go on, so our hero rankings. We'll agree as a collective, our hero rankings of right now, based on what we know from the manga as of right now. So we'll do that, but let's read off some hot takes. First person, Kobe. This is from the Discord and the YouTube community tab. First hot take is from Kobe's son. He said, "Boy went from time I became the number one hero to the time I became the number one 9 to 5 worker." Ty was right. All of y'all was right about MHA, to be honest.
Ty was right. What did I say?
I don't know.
Hey, man, I'm just.
I did not. Wait, hold on a second. First of all, don't put. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Niggas, don't attach a bad take to me. Him, I don't get why people are so upset that he's like a teacher. Like, what the? I'm so like. Did people have a problem with All Might becoming a teacher after he lost his quirk?
No, I kind of expected Deku to be a teacher.
When no one diminished All Might. Oh, I used to be the number one hero. Now you're a 9 to 5. Like, people are just getting jokes off because it's supposed to be funny, but no one cared that All Might became a teacher. Like, no one diminished All Might as a character because he's a teacher now. So why are we doing it to Deku?
Actually, you know
what?
You
saw the meme of him working at like McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah, there was a viral picture of him like working at like a McDonald's giving All Might kids meals to people.
No, I know where it came from. I'm just saying that take is just very strange because like a lot of great heroes are teachers, and All Might became a teacher after he stopped being a hero. So I'm just confused. Like, why is that?
In my head, actually, you could probably before you guys cook. Let me attach this hot take too, because it's similar. I'm not caught up to give a fair judgment on the ending, but my timeline keeps saying Deku peaked in high school. True.
Yo, you nerd.
So if you want to do that, then every single person.
Is that true? I'm just asking a question.
Bro. If you want to do it like that, then everyone in class 1A except for maybe like Mineta peaked in high school.
So now you want to acknowledge Mineta. Now you want to acknowledge Mineta.
No, because Mineta ain't. Do you think Mineta's peak was when he was when he was accepted to UA? That was his peak. He's been trash ever since.
Jesus Christ.
Wait,
I don't understand why y'all defend Mineta the way. Name one time Mineta threw a punch. Name one time.
But you go out your way to hate on him.
Because he sucks.
You hate Mineta.
Because he sucks.
But the question
I just feel like you jealous.
Name one time Mineta threw a punch, Lonnie.
Rent free.
Absolutely rent free. He shouldn't be there. Name one time Mineta threw a punch, Lonnie. Name.
I don't know. Probably
like
like
430 chapters. Find one time the nigga was actually down to throw some beaters.
You don't need to throw punches though. That's not his job. His job is to throw balls.
What the fuck?
All right, let's move on.
I don't see Todoroki throwing punches. I see him throwing ice and fire at niggas.
Was in the fight. Like, what are we talking about?
Mineta was it? Mineta was in the
he was there. Was doing nothing.
We're not having a Mineta
girl
debate,
out here in the fight.
Come on, we're not having a Mineta debate.
All right, but to what Todd was saying earlier about Deku's occupation, I actually thought teacher might be second because I thought, like, my headcanon earlier was like, okay, he's losing his powers. What's something that he would do? And All Might's best friend is a cop, and I thought like, oh, Deku would just be a cop with him, and like he would still figure a way to like be a hero in some type of way, shape, or form. He would be like a cop helping out with the heroes and stuff like that. He would still try to be in the action, but being a teacher also makes sense with how analytical he is with everybody. So,
and also he wants to get back to like literally pushes Hero Society forward more by mentoring the youth, like than being a cop. Like I just
respect teachers
and respect Mineta.
No, I never.
All right, here's the next hot take. This is from our boy Sauce. He said it ended how it started, mid. Also, I'm pissed off he decided to let the whole class take away Deku's and Uraraka moment. Lastly, why did it change from how I became the greatest hero to we became the greatest hero? Just hurt my nerves, honestly.
Ty, you can't crash out over every take that's negative.
I apologize, Ty.
Yo, this no, Mozzie, you're okay. But bro,
I'm in the camp for the last one though. I'm not going.
I feel you. I hear you, but here's my thing. I don't think like his quirk is one for all. Like, bro, it is the power of friendship, and I love that shit. I think it's well done. I don't really see the like he said like because the reason why I don't have a problem with they're saying like what makes you a great hero is not your status, it's about you reaching out. That's what the story is about. Deku, like what All Might said, Deku became a hero in chapter 1, a great hero in chapter 1, because he saved Bakugo, because he reached out to help somebody. So they're saying that the reason why it's all of us, because they're saying that all of us, we all pitch in, we can all be the greatest hero. That's tough. Like I'm so like what's the
not everyone likes the tie.
I feel you.
Narratively,
it makes sense, but you know
and then All Might called him and Bakugo the greatest hero in the hospital. So like we know that he accomplished the goal. Like we know. So I'm just saying like him saying now that it's kind of like once Ed got his alchemy, he's like, all right, now Kai figured out a way to impact the world. It's like we all can do something. I don't know, man.
So I agree with you, right? And narratively, it makes sense. It all ties together. But I think Ed was actually a good example of a person who kind of was for everyone with his power. But you also see a lot of protagonists where if you put Deku against them, they kind of step into their own and they can kind of take the full credit themselves. It's just something more rewarding about seeing that. Like I said, I don't think the Deku situation is bad. I just would have liked to see him be the one to kind of be able to bask in all of that glory. He's been about everyone for the whole series. When can he get his time for it to be all about me? That's what I was kind of looking for. It's selfish as fuck, but I would have liked to see it.
Like, I hear you. I hear you. That makes sense. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying like why I liked it because like I feel like once we saw that 2-page spread of when all his class 1A helped out, and then he said we are here. Like again, it's changing the like the phrase is I'm here. The fact that when we saw all the heroes pull out those vortexes to come out and they said we are here, he's leaning to more of a inclusive conclusion with that. Like it's like we all pitched in together. He got the final punch. He got like I just. Man, listen, man. Deku be getting slanted like it's not you, Monster, but just in general, man. He be getting slanted crazy. Oh, Deku lied in chapter 1. I'm like, yo,
yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
So I also get your point, and for me, at the very least, I think the ending thing with like the heroes, we changed the hero system. I think that all makes so much sense. Like I'm completely with you of like the narrative, what they're trying to tell you about hero society. For me. And maybe it would require a reread because sometimes a reread does help you get some of the fine-tuned details. The impression for me is what encapsulated that the most was the Todoroki Endeavor storyline with like how Endeavor became so obsessed and everything that happened with Dabi and all that stuff. And people got to see how this type of structure created the villain. And I'm being honest, Bakugo being the person that was affected by Deku, but also being that person that showcased the most of I'm willing to help Deku the most. I think Deku, for me, and this is where I say maybe I could see, maybe if I do a reread, some of the little details will kind of pop out a little bit more. But I feel like Deku didn't embody that as much, considering he was the main character. He definitely embodied it, but I don't think it left the strongest impression that he was the driving force. Well, that's not the right way. He was the driving force considering he infected Bakugo and Class 1A. But I think him kind of relaying that message, vocalizing it more when it comes to his ideals, I think that would have left a stronger impression from my first read through of Deku and this whole idea of being like a class, us, we are going to change hero society. I think if that left a stronger impression, I would be able to buy it more. But I feel like details outside of it sold it more than Deku himself. That's just me personally. Shout out Sauce because he's actually replying back to everything you're talking about. It just irks me, Ty. I understand, but damn, man, I give it a B. But it could have done more for me personally.
Also, listen, Sauce. Listen, when I crash,
remember for 3 months. Shout out Sauce, but continue.
Listen, when I crash, I saw love, man. Don't let my yelling at Randall confuse y'all, man. I love Randall. I love all y'all. I'm just playing, but also like the idea. Randall, I'm just joking.
Random stupid.
It was like,
I'm
why
just joking,
talking
Reddit.
about?
I'm just talking about our Bakugo talks. They're so fun, but like
We won't have them. We'll have
even how it tied into like the reason why I also really like it because it ties into that great moment with that old lady. Like her not saving Shigaraki was based on the idea of like All Might, him solely, the heroes themselves, they can do it. We are the greatest heroes is like all of us pitching. So even the old lady is a hero. She's a hero for reaching out. That's where the we is coming in. So it's like it ties in such a like a great plot point like that. Like the world won't have more Shigarakis when the heroes are not around because everyone's a great hero now. So
I think the story tells it beautifully, but for the people who say I wish Deku was like more that guy, I hear you. That's what I would say about it. And Pazu said it's a good ending, but so many things should have more time to breathe. Deku respect being the one fighting and beating Shigaraki. So yeah, there's a lot of problems. The end is a good ending, but should have gotten more.
Wait, what do you mean about the Shigaraki thing?
I don't understand. And Pazu, if you're in the chat, can you explain this message? Because I don't.
Maybe the fact he got one-shotted. I don't know.
Deku respect being the one fighting, beating Shigaraki. So yeah, there's a lot of maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't. And Pazu, if you're in the chat, can you explain that? Because I didn't really get that either. Someone else said no. MT Papa. Okay, MTE. I don't know how to say your name. He said bad ending. Didn't give all the classmates a proper conclusion. I actually agree to that. Update on their characters. Didn't make it official with Uraraka. Lost his power, so he couldn't do what he truly wanted for a period. Just needed more.
First of all, hold on, Ty. First things first. There's too many characters, and I'm sorry. This not even. I'm not even talking shit about Mineta. What was Mineta's proper conclusion,
bro?
What was the tail guy's proper conclusion?
Oh my God. Getting all the hoes. Getting all the hoes.
What was the Invisible Girl's proper conclusion?
And now people not like this. Most of those classmates' conclusions was them coming to have Deku, the We Are Here, them all pitching in. That was their character conclusion. Like, was it only people that you could say it wasn't? It was Bakugo, Todoroki, Uraraka out of the class, but everyone else's character conclusion was that.
It's a shame.
Like
I really Momo should have got more.
But I don't need a side chapter. And then also when we have like their afterwards, like for example, Uraraka, Froppy, and Uraraka and Momo all like starting an initiative together, like stuff like that. We're getting informed of us knowing that Todoroki is wrestling the reins, Bakugo is still being here, Mirio. Like I agree. Like for example, y'all don't give a damn about that tail nigga, bro. Like y'all don't lie to me and tell me you wanted a chapter wrapping up his character. You don't. You don't want
to care, Ty. Of course I care.
You do not want to
According
get
to the canon, he's the only one in an official relationship.
Y'all do not care that y'all didn't get an update on Sugar Rush. You don't care. Don't lie to me and pretend that you do. You don't.
Coda.
You don't.
I don't think anybody's asking for a chapter, but it's just like one.
They don't care. They don't care. They
don't care what happened to Sugar Rush, Miles.
Do not lie to me. I lie. My phrase. Do not gaslight me and pretend you wanted to hear about the.
I care about everyone, Ty. I'm sorry.
Don't gaslight me.
Fake wokeism.
I do not want to hear about Sugar Rush. Don't lie to me and pretend that you do. You don't.
I agree. I don't.
You got a good fit. What do you mean?
I personally don't care about Tail Dude or Sugar Rush, but for the most part, I would be interested to see what happened to the end of Tape Dude, Earphone Jack Girl,
Tape Dude.
Tape Dude. Tape Dude.
Right, Tape Dude is crazy.
Man, what
Tape Dude is crazy. You don't even know his real name.
Hey, I'll be honest. Tape Dude has a lot of good moments,
bro.
Not enough moments to memorize his name.
Hell
no.
No.
His hero name.
Zero, bro. That's what I'm saying, Miles. They don't care.
It's fake woke. They want to be mad about something, or they want to slight it for some reason.
Of course I care.
He didn't even get the weird panel like Kirishima. They said, "Yo, my boy is popular with the kids, with the male demographic." Right. We saw what's the dude Darkwing. He got like cologne. You see a little thing. They said, "Take dude, you Gucci, bro. Take dude, you Gucci. This is where you gonna be at."
Y'all want to see what happened to everybody? Here we go. They're all heroes. They all help. We all help stop. All for one.
Trash.
And they all came out here. And matter of fact, their conclusion was helping pitching in to get Deku back to being a hero, which I thought was good. Y'all disagree? No,
bro. Nah.
Of
no.
course we don't
I
disagree.
disagree.
I'm just saying they all matter, Ty. They all matter.
you
All
don't
the
care. What's your
characters
what's name?
matter.
What's his name?
It doesn't matter. See, you're thinking. You're
You're right. You're right. It doesn't matter.
You're thinking
Say it.
too literal.
Matt,
You're thinking too
just because I
literal.
don't know names doesn't mean I don't
No,
care.
Yeah.
you don't
I do
care.
I don't know your mama's
No.
name, but she still matter. Mama Ty
Hold
matters.
up, real quick. Is that
Mama
Shinso
Ty
at the top?
matters.
Is that Shinso at the top? With
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it
Shinso at the
is.
top with
And he missed Aizawa.
yeah,
he
with
joined
Mr.
their-
Aizawa's
He joined their class, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
my
crazy.
guy,
He didn't even
bro.
get a mention either. And Shinso's quirk is clean.
Fake
Bro,
wolf.
I ain't gonna
Fake
lie.
Do we
wolf.
get an ending for Aizawa? Wait, not Aizawa. The guy that did his friend that does the teleports and stuff like that. Did that come?
Yeah,
to a
they
conclusion?
showed him in President
bro,
Mike, like
What was the
they
name?
go to his
Kumigiri?
grave.
Yeah, Kumigiri.
I ain't gonna
They
lie.
go-
do
they
we
go
do
to
this
his
in any
grave
other
and they
series,
pray in a panel.
We say
Okay.
random side character, like side character 15. Where's your conclude? Like stop. We don't do this for the story. Like cut it out, bro.
Yeah, but
And we never have.
hold on. That's
Bro.
that's an unfair comparison. Like
Unfair.
This is why I'll explain. When it comes down to My Hero Academia, the whole thing was the fact that we are the greatest heroes, especially Class 1A. So even though I don't care about like a few of the characters, sure, but I don't think all of them needed it, but I did think more of them needed it. And it would be similar to like in Black Clover, like the ending of Black Clover. To expect the entire Black Bulls not to get a concluding sentence would be crazy. We expect all of the Black Bulls to get a
The
concluding
difference
But the
sentence.
Black Bulls, that's less
No,
members
so
than
just
Class
because
1A.
I think
Class
I
1A
think
has like
just-
what, almost 20 people?
and not just that, we're
But
getting
I
confused.
didn't
Just
say
because
all,
they're in
I
Class
said
1A does not mean
more.
like the Black Bulls is different because the Black Bulls are in the main cast. A lot of people in Class 1A are not in the main cast.
They're
just
not.
It's the same way that a lot of Naruto's classmates are not in the main cast. Kiba is not in the main cast because he's his classmate. He's just not, right? Like he's literally not. Just because you have proximity to the MC does not make you the main cast. So yes, I would expect a conclusion from like a Magna, for example, because he is in the Black Bulls. So I expect a great, crazy conclusion for Kiba because he's Naruto's fucking classmate. No, he's Naruto's fucking classmate.
Genuine question, Ty. Did we get enough from the overall story? Did we get enough from Ida?
Yeah.
I forgot Ida existed.
Because like he was
the
heavy,
run-in
like he was
with-
like a heavy character early on. Like he
I would
was
have liked more from him.
yeah, he was
after the
very
run-in with
involved early on,
Dane,
but then I feel like he kind of
he was
just tapered
done.
off.
He was done because he was set up pretty well to be somebody, and then he just fell right back. I also felt like Momo was set up to be somebody, and she fell right back with everybody else.
Yeah, I feel like Ida kind of like he still had important parts towards the end, but like in terms of like the amount of impact that he had in terms of like character development and like conversations, like he was right up there with like Bakugo and Todoroki and Uravity in terms of like how much they're involved in the story, and then eventually he just kind of tapered off. So that's why I'm not saying that like he's badly written or anything like that. I just felt like he could have been in the story more. So
Hey, y'all like Sensei conclusion when we just found she owned the shop? Y'all needed that?
That's so nasty.
hey, it makes
No,
sense.
I'm
Hey,
not
gives me
saying
closure.
bullshit.
It gives me closure. I know that she's not a hoe on the street after Neji died. I know that. So I feel nice about it.
Disgusting word.
I literally hate y'all, bro.
All right. Well, we got a couple more. So this is from the YouTube community post. He said Deku should not have lost One for All. In fact, he probably should have became even stronger and gained new order, like many fan theories thought.
What?
Wait,
Well, give him
If he had new order, what?
My thing is to what end?
If he had new order, there's no need for heroes anymore because he could just do everything.
Nah.
And that's where I disagree. People just wanted Deku to be overpowered for the sake of being overpowered. I find that to be stupid.
It's okay.
He is not some Jinwoo. He is not some
No, so I would have. So hold on, real quick. What if?
I'm not
what
calling
if,
you stupid, sir. My fault.
Yeah. What if? Basically, Deku. I would have been okay if Deku had all for one, but he never passes it down. It just dies with him. Would you been okay with that?
I would be okay with that.
Yeah, like it just dies with him because the one reason that all for one was or one for all was made is gone. So he doesn't need to.
I
pass
would
the
have been
power
okay
on
with
anymore.
like the last chapter. He finds someone out. He finds someone without a quirk that's like in a similar situation, and he passes it down.
So,
like
but
again,
that would mean that would mean.
I just thought of something. Keep
I
going.
would have liked him navigating him in a reduced role, like him having less of the power, but still having it and seeing how he navigates that. I would have enjoyed that.
Like
too.
if he just had the super strength and
Yeah.
whatever.
That's what I
think
thought was gonna happen.
I think they because how technically very smart Deku, like you see it in the last panel when in the last chapter when he's talking to that kid and he's like, I have a really wimpy quirk, and he just starts being that rattling off. He's like, this is what you can do with your power, blah blah blah. I'm like, my boy's out here got the scouting report on him already. So I think having him be that way, if there is ever a sequel series where Deku's using more of his brain, and obviously you still have the reputation, this is the guy that beat All for One, this guy that beat Shigaraki. So they're always gonna kind of look at him differently. But if he's outsmarting people and he's like setting you up so that, for instance, so that Tiger would be like, y'all saw my nigga Bakugo come in after Deku set him up with a perfect alley, like things like that. I think that would have been very interesting. But I probably would have liked if he just died with the power. If he just he's the last person to ever hold it. Because for me, the only time you'd ever use that power is if there's another big ass threat like that and the story has an established one. So I think that power is so strong at this point that it'll be maybe even too dangerous to pass it to somebody else, quirkless or unquirkless, because he's mastering that shit.
Actually, I'm not gonna say this is Riddell's headcanon because it's not really. I'm just throwing something out there. I'm not really putting a headcanon thing for at the moment. If My Hero got the sequel or gets a sequel, and they do Deku's kids and all that stuff, what would you all think about the idea that maybe the embers did still exist into Deku, but he actually passes down the ember to his kid, and the kid has one for all?
So my question is then,
I'm
how
good.
come?
How?
But how come but then I'd be like, how come that's only happening now? Nana had a kid, presumably when she had one for all. And
Well, this is a unique situation.
But the part that would kind of mess up a lot of the lore, like of like how the power works.
Oh, you mean like in Boruto?
And then we were told that he had to be the last one with the quirk, so now he's just not. Like that would
the thematic principle, I agree. But I was just thinking about the idea of the Ember as Brandon was talking. I don't think it would happen. I don't even think we'll get a sequel, but it just.
I mean, I would like. I wish he kept the Ember and he just like one last chance, like how All Might and Camino against All for One, and he just uses it one last time, and then eventually, now the rest of the sequel series, he's just done. He doesn't have the power anymore. But if it's gone like that. Is it weird that I don't want to see his kids? I just want them as when they're older.
I don't want
Who does he have kids with?
We don't need a sequel. We don't
is
need
it the support chick?
There's going to be a sequel. I want them when they're older. I just want them when they're older.
I agree, yeah. In like a more mentor style role. I wouldn't mind that at all.
And then maybe they have sidekicks or things like that, or and then you work that way. I think that would be cool.
How would y'all feel about? And I thought this was announced going to be like a movie. How would y'all feel about like a My Hero the Last type of thing? Like we see them like one last movie, like kind of Naruto the Last was. Like I feel like that'd be good. I wouldn't mind that.
I would like it. I
don't know if I want a whole. I don't want a whole series, but maybe like one little movie. Then we see Deku propose or something. Listen, I'd be down.
Hey, if that's how they finally, because technically at the end of, I might be spitting because at the end of Naruto, they didn't really officialize Naruto and Hinata. So
no, they did. The last episode, we see the wedding. The last episode,
not just that. Like the final chapter, we see him as Hokage, and we see Hinata, we see Boruto. And then we see Hinata.
I never read the manga, to be fair. So
yeah. No, the last chapter, like they kind of skipped towards the wedding. So
yeah.
Okay. So two more hot takes, and then we can do some of the final things. Lonnie had a question. We'll do the rankings. But this hot take is from Young Maki on the YouTube community post. He said, I think this is probably one of the most overhated endings to a manga I've ever seen because of the amount of misinterpretation I've seen on it.
Agreed.
The fact that he became a teacher is consistent with how much he
takes notes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what it says. He took on heroes throughout the story and utilizes the quality, equating that to being a fast food worker. While funny, as people thinking that's basically what happened. I'd recommend reading the official release as of the final chapter because of some of the statements being misconstrued.
Not only that, there was a bad
translation. Do not blame my reading. Blame the typing. All right.
I'll
Not
read
only
it.
that,
I'll
there
blame
was a
it
bad
reading.
translation that came out. A bad translation. One of the translators came out and said that Deku had not talked to his friends in 8 years. A lot of people are like, oh my god, they ghosted him. They go on hangouts without him for some reason. I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking
Are
about?
you
What did the
stupid?
officials
Like,
say? What did the
People thought that his friend just ghosted him. Like people are saying My Hero is bad because he lost his quirk. His friend ghosted him. I'm like, bro, he said that we're adults, so it's hard to hang out. That doesn't mean that they haven't seen each other in 8 years. I was just like, there's just
you
no
really think Bakugo of all people would just ghost Deku?
way. Bro,
You really just
it's,
think he just ghost him?
yeah, it's nasty.
But not
And then come
talking
back,
in
hey man, I know we
8
ghost you for 8 years, but here's an Iron Man suit. So can we be cool again? Like Bakugo of all people, or Rock. Ida has super speed. He can go see the nigga every time he wants. You just run over to him. Like,
Yeah,
come on, fellas. Come on.
All right, last one. This is 2 technically hot takes from one person. Claudio, it's from you if you're still in the chat. They said, but Deku becoming a teacher and losing One for All, it was stupid. Because in the first chapter of the manga, it stated that this is the story of how Deku became a great hero. But now I'm going to give my hot take. This is the second part. But now I'm going to give my hot take. I think this war arc would be better if some students / heroes had died.
So, yo,
He is the greatest
No
hero.
crap.
I
out.
would say,
He saved the
bro,
world. Fellas, he's everybody. He saved the
did
world.
he not beat?
I do
saved
get
the
the whole
world.
I do get the whole death impact thing that it is a trend in like a lot of manga nowadays. Do I think it could have like it would have been like a positive in a way in some of the story, like because for instance, hey, like I said, Ida kind of tapered off. If Ida died, that would have still been very impactful to everybody else. That would have been like, oh shit, they killed Ida. But like, not saying that he needed to die or anything like that. But like, I kind of get what you're saying. I disagree with the first half of his hot take because he is still like, if you read the context of everything, you can see why he said he's the greatest hero. But no, the whole death thing that people have been complaining about, I get it. I don't necessarily agree with it with My Hero. Like there are cases where I think like people could have died, but I don't think it was like a turning point or change or anything like that.
Bro, our Deku being KD comparison is spot on. Like
He's KD.
Not
he really
KD.
is KD.
How is he not KD?
Not KD.
How is
The greatest
Bakugo
hero
is Steph Curry.
are the
Bakugo is
Golden
Steph
State
Curry.
Warriors.
Todoroki is Draymond.
Oh, you're saying Bakugo is more important to My Hero Academia than Deku?
No, what?
I didn't say
Why are
that.
you calling Bakugo?
How
Is
do you guys KD won
is
Finals
Deku not
MVP?
Braun?
What you mean?
Is Deku not Braun? Bakugo's like Flash 06 Wade,
No.
and
All Might.
Todoroki could be Bosch.
All Might is LeBron. We already had this conversation. All Might's LeBron. Deku is KD.
Deku's
The man himself. Look at that forehead. Wow.
Deku is KD. Deku is, and that's not a knock either.
KD. We legitimately
Because he didn't do it by himself. KD still won
Most
Finals MVP.
basketball players can't do it by themselves.
Yeah,
So then
but he still won Finals MVP. LeBron could.
Hold
Are
on.
we
LeBron's
still
the
doing
one
Let's Get
guy.
Negative?
And that's why LeBron is All Might. That's why LeBron is All Might.
Lonnie,
But
random. Lonnie, random pause. J-Rob, it's
What's
been
good, bro?
a minute since you've been on the B.S.S.
What's good,
channel.
fellas? Captains, how y'all
Have you
doing?
back, my boy.
Address the people.
What's good, y'all? It's been a minute. I've been having some family stuff going on, so I've been away for a while. I miss y'all. I'm happy to be back. You definitely just know I still been in my scriptures. I still been watching my anime. That's always going to be an escape for me. So I got some takes. I got some stuff that I definitely want to talk about. There's a lot of things that's definitely cooking, some things that are not cooking right now. And so, let's get into it, boys. I'm glad to be back. Let's get me up to speed.
Well,
They're
right
calling
now,
Deku KD right now, and I refuse to stand for it.
I think it was like a few weeks ago, J-Rob, we were talking about Deku, Bakugo, and like their roles and stuff like that. We were saying, I think me, Ty, Miles, I think Miles was there. We were saying how like All Might, how he basically had to beat all four by himself. Like he had to do it all by himself, basically. So we said like he's like LeBron. But Deku, he's still great, but like he had a lot of help. He had Bakugo. He had Todoroki. He had a squad. So it was like, he's like, they're like the Warriors. Like, so Deku's like KD. Bakugo's like Curry. Todoroki, Draymond.
Can I add this caveat? Are we not going to do air attacks? we did learn that
Oh.
these quirks. We did learn that these quirks got more powerful over time. So Deku's version of having to deal with One for All is a little bit different than when All Might was
True.
rocking.
True.
I don't know. You know, I'm not trying to say who's LeBron, who's this.
I don't
but
disagree
I'm just,
with you,
know,
J-Rob. I don't disagree
we
with
could
you,
argue.
J-Rob.
We could argue that the stronger version of is, you know,
Needed some more help.
Well, I have a question for J-Rob.
He
J-Rob,
probably needed more help. That's all
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
And me and
I have
Miles
a
said
question
it.
for you.
Deku did the one thing All Might couldn't do.
LeBron and Jordan needed help.
Talk. See, that's where you're wrong, random. But I'm gonna ask J-Rob a question.
Is All Might a threat anymore? Is All for One a threat anymore?
I want to ask J-Rob a question. J-Rob, so you remember when
notice how he's not answering my question, Miles?
I listen. I should ask J-Rob a question.
saying.
J-Rob. So you remember when Baco was trying to plus through All for One, he couldn't do it, and then Baco came in clutch. Did Bakugo in that moment save Deku's legacy? I think he did. I think he saved his legacy.
I mean,
Answer the question.
I mean, to answer that question, I mean, Bakugo's been saving more than Deku's legacy. He's saving the show's legacy. You feel me? He's doing the Lord's work.
You're not saying they're wrong though, random. You're not saying they're wrong.
Bakugo been doing the Lord's work. I don't know if y'all been watching these episodes. I mean, this man, he's the new hotness for real. He is the new hotness.
The disrespect, like if Deku wasn't holding Shigaraki's hands from touching the ground, everything's over.
Yeah,
the
everybody
story
has
is over.
Hey, listen, everybody has a role to
the
play.
story's over.
Everybody's
dead.
Everybody has a role.
Hold somebody's hands.
Yeah, random. Let's be very clear. Bakugo had to stop All Might, which I mean, All for One, because All for One was coming to Shigaraki. That was huge.
It was gonna pack him. Had to stop and pack him up.
Okay, let's pretend like Bakugo did it. Hold on. Y'all are taxing Deku. No. Y'all are taxing Deku for doing it. Y'all are taxing Deku for not doing it by himself. Let's not pretend like every single moment that All for One was getting towards Shigaraki, he literally had to go through somebody. Bakugo was just the last one. Like, we saw All Might put an Iron Man suit on and fight the nigga. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about?
Now Deku's the new Iron Man.
Hold on a second, time out. Hold on a second. The reason why Deku
You
gets more attacks is because Deku has the greatest quirk of all time. Listen. It's like
he only had it for 6 months.
Listen. Not only does he have his classmates, he got vestiges. He got so much help, and I love Deku for that. He get all the help you need.
Do you know what's also aura?
Just don't
It
forget,
took All
right?
Might like a few chapters to get that Iron Man.
He just never used them. He never used them.
It took All Might like a few months to get that Iron Man armor. It took Deku 8 years. There's levels to this.
All right, before we go too deep into it, hold on.